Hello everyone and welcome back guys to round 19 of the F1 2019 Charles Leclerc Ferrari Road to Glory Career, where today we're here at the Mexican Grand Prix. And it is safe to say the title race is really heating up. Obviously, if you guys are new around here to the channel, I would highly recommend getting yourself subscribed as well for the final 3 rounds of this season. Just 22 points separate myself and Sebastian Vettel as we come into this Mexican Grand Prix. And obviously we'd love to try and, mathematically we'd love to try and win it before the final race of the season, try and enjoy Abu Dhabi. But, so far, apart from that issue at Japan, Seb has been on an absolute tear the second half of this season. So it's going to be interesting to see how we fare as we move into Mexico. Obviously, this track should favour Ferrari quite a lot, obviously quite high speed, as well with obviously the little bits of upgrades that we have been doing behind the scenes over the course of this season. It has given Ferrari a little bit of an advantage at the top of the standings as we come into this weekend's Grand Prix. But yeah, I'm really excited for this one. Mexico is a track that I do, in a weird way, sort of quite enjoy. Whenever I come to the circuit, I sort of think, yeah, great, Mexico. But then when I sort of get into it, I do remember it is quite a fun track with these new spec cars as well. So obviously, hopefully you guys do go on to enjoy these highlights as well. Only 2 rounds after this of the season, and I've got plenty of plans for what I'd like to try and do next. And obviously, there'll be votes going for that, down the line as well. I'm going to try and finish this series, then finish off the Williams Road to Glory Career, and then sort of see where we're at after that as well. Here's obviously plenty of plans coming on the channel over the next few weeks. But let's move on then into the qualifying comparison between myself, Charles Leclerc, and the 2018 pole lap set by Daniel Ricciardo here as we come down the long front straight here. This should hopefully be a chance for the Ferrari, just to pull out just a little bit, stretch its legs, but it doesn't look quite like that has been the case as we come in towards turn 1 of that 2018 car. Able to run a little bit less aerodynamics down the straight, obviously, because it does just have that little bit extra grip overall there, and that's going to be Daniel Ricciardo into the lead of this qualifying comparison before we even get to the end of Sector 1 here, because he just got a small margin over myself here as we, we'll gloss over that line there, unfortunately. But yeah, didn't gain me any time whatsoever there. You can just see on our replay as well, Sebastian Vettel ever so slightly now ahead of me as well here. I can't even remember the last time we got pole in this series. I don't even think it was... I genuinely can't remember the last time we got pole. It must have been very early on in the season here. So obviously, hopefully, at some point in the second half of this season, we can try and get another pole position on the books here. But in towards the final sector of the lap, though, through the stadium section, taking a huge amount of curb on the way in there, through the final couple of corners, though, of this lap, and it's looking very tight to myself and Sebastian Vettel for the 2019 pole. They take a lot of curb through the final corner there, and unfortunately it's going to cost me the run on the exit there. The AI, I don't know what it is, but they've always been so OP on those qualifying, through that final corner there. I really have no idea how they can manage it here. It's like the final sector at Hungary. There is just nothing I seem to be able to do against the AI there. But that is Sebastian Vettel on pole. They're ready for the Mexican Grand Prix here, I should say there. Myself in P2 there. I think that's the first time I've started on the front row in quite a few weeks as well here. But yeah, let's move on then into the race. So here we are then in the Mexican Grand Prix. Obviously the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, and it's so far been, an interesting race. It has obviously decided 2 Formula 1 World Championships, obviously back in 2017 and 2018 here, and obviously hopefully, 2019 mathematically can't guarantee us the title just yet, but it could almost cement us in the books as well here. A 22-point lead over Sebastian Vettel. Obviously, best case scenario for us would obviously be that we win the Grand Prix and Seb does retire, and that would obviously give us a 47-point lead moving into the final 2 rounds, which would mean between the 2 of them, we just need 2 points here. But yeah, the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, only a 2.6-mile circuit, 17 turns around this racetrack as well. And obviously quite a lot of that is made up by the long straights in Sector 1 and obviously the tight, twisty section of Sector 3 with sort of the middle speed section of Sector 2 here. But having a look then at the grid ready for this Grand Prix, obviously hopefully it's going to be once again a very exciting race. Obviously that long front straight gives a really good opportunity for overtaking here, but it will be Sebastian Vettel that leads the pack down towards turn 1 here. Charles Leclerc starting on the front row alongside their Ferrari lock out the front row there. Mercedes locking out row 2, and I'd imagine Red Bull, yep, they are locking out row 3 just behind there. Force India's locking out row 4 with Hulkenberg and Carlos Sainz, the old Renault teammates, 9th and 10th. The Haas knock out row 6 with Raikkonen, Ricciardo, Kvyat, Lando Norris, Antonio Giovinazzi, Albon with Robbie Kubica, and George Russell with grid penalties starting at the rear of the field here, ready for this Mexican Grand Prix here. But let's move down then onto the racetrack.
You have a great chance of taking home the win today. Let's make this work for us.
So the team there really, really hoping that we can try and bring home the race victory here today. You know, build ourselves up a little bit of a safer margin at the top of the Formula 1 World Championship here. But the lights are on for the Mexican Grand Prix, and they are now off. And it's been a good start by my teammate Sebastian Vettel there. We unfortunately got caught out. Charlie White, and clearly has got better things to be doing with his Sunday afternoon here as we make a long run down towards turn 1 here. The AI are going to be flocking all around me here. They sort of just fan out as you come down in towards turn 1. Then we try to think about going for a move up the inside of Seb there, but think better of it is he's so slow through turn 2 that we almost run to the back of it and almost take the rear quarter out of my teammate's Ferrari car there, but out onto the second back straight here. You see Seb though is still held on to the lead of the start. The Hamilton up into P3 though, and Lance Stroll doing a fantastic job up into P4 in that Force India car there. You know, the straight line speed of that thing really helped him out in the early stages there, and yeah, that's Lance Stroll up into P4 off the start of this Mexican Grand Prix here. But Seb is just trying to make a little bit of a break for it of the start here. Lap 2 now. You can see Seb obviously sets fast lap of the Grand Prix, currently at the top of this racetrack here. You can see coming down in towards turn 1 there, and that's Lewis Hamilton out of this Mexican Grand Prix then. Not the start to this weekend, or the end to this weekend even, I should say, sorry, that he would have wanted there. But that is Lewis Hamilton out of this race there, and a bit of a blow, you know, Mercedes and Red Bull still in quite a tight constructors battle. Obviously Ferrari have won both World Championships, but we just haven't quite decided who is going to win this Drivers' World Championship as we now move on to lap 4 of this Grand Prix. We've got the slipstream, we've got the DRS, ERS, rich revs, everything like that there to the outside of Sebastian Vettel there, and that's us now up into the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix here. But this would probably start a bit of a chain reaction here, because sadly with just how OP that front straightaway is and just how good this Ferrari car is in the slipstream here, this is probably going to give Seb quite a few opportunities to try and get back past me here in this race by the end of lap 4 here as we come through the final couple of corners of this lap here. Once again, Seb is going to try and close back up that gap as we come onto this long front straight here. The pit window getting ready to open up as well here, but just look at the run Seb's going to be able to get on it myself there. Not quite the explosive slingshot we were able to get there, but I don't think he's using all of the power at that Ferrari car's disposal there as we come in towards turn 1 here. We try to swing it around the outside there, and we're going to be able to do it there. A little bit of contact actually. Seb tries to commit to the apex there, and we are going to be able to get the run off the exit of the corner here. So we're going to be side by side up this second straight here. But just look at that extra drive Seb's got with that DRS open once more there. But we're not going to give up just yet. Right around the outside, in through sector 2 we go there. We try to get the move done there. A little bit of contact made once again there. We now move up into P1, but the lead once again here of this Mexican Grand Prix. Lap 6 now we move. You can see Seb still trying to pile on the pressure as we come out onto the second straight. But once again here, you know, if you can't make it work on the front straight here, the AI do get the DRS once more here, so Seb's going to be able to launch it up the inside in towards sector 2 there. Once again we're going to try and swing it around the outside, but think better of it this time around there. Seb tries to sort of half commit to the apex there as well, and that's going to mean he is now back up into the lead of this Mexican Grand Prix as we come through towards the end of lap 7 here. We will be diving in to the pit lane on the end of this lap here. Haven't quite been able to get back past him here, and now obviously the undercut is hopefully going to come into effect, but it will completely depend on where we come out relative to the traffic here. A nice clean 2.3 second pit stop there. Actually quite lucky that we didn't get held up behind Gasly there in the pit lane, but as now as we fly back down this pit lane, stuck at 49 miles an hour here. Hopefully we're going to be able to get this pit limit removed just as we exit the pit lane there as quickly as possible there. And we are going to catch in a little bit of traffic here. We're actually going to come out behind Antonio Giovinazzi there, so we really do need to try and move back past the Sauber car as quickly as possible here. We're in the slipstream of him as we come in towards turn 1 here. We need to try and go for a move as soon as possible and actually make a little bit of contact with his rear end there, and hopefully now we're going to be able to try and get the run down at this second straight here. We don't have the DRS sadly, so it's going to be a lot more difficult than I originally intended. We're going to go for a very late lunge up the inside there, a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact to say the least there, but we do make it work, and we're now up into P8, we're up to P9 even, I should say, on lap 8 of this Mexican Grand Prix here, so we do need to try and move past up. I think this Daniel Ricciardo and Kimi Räikkönen is still just in front of me here. You can see the advantage this Ferrari gains through the second sector here. I had gone for quite a downforce-orientated car overall here, but hopefully now we should be able to get past Daniel Ricciardo in towards the stadium sector here. He tries to go a bit defensive there, but we do get the car up the inside there, slam the door shut on the exit there, and that's us now back up into P8 on lap 8 of this Mexican Grand Prix through the final couple of corners though. And are we going to be able to get this undercut on Sebastian here? I think we're going to struggle to here. We have lost quite a bit of time behind the AI cars here and out onto the front straight once more here. We're going to try and look for a red car exiting the pit lane. There he is, Sebastian Vettel holds onto the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix here, and that has not been ideal for myself. We're going to gain massively down towards turn 1 here, but it's not going to be enough just yet to really try and pile on the pressure to my Ferrari teammate here. We're not going to be able to get the run down the second straight here, and now on to lap 11 here. We now back up into P2 of this race. Everyone now has made their pit stops, and now we're all over the back of my teammates once more. They move to the outside once again, and that's us now cleanly back up into the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix here. But we just get a little bit of a poor run through the first couple of corners here. I have to absolutely park it on the exit of turn 3 there to hold on to the position there, and Seb won't be able to get the run that he would have wanted now. Onto the end. Oh, sorry, the starting, I should say, of lap 12, and the safety car has now been deployed in this Mexican Grand Prix there. Robbie Kubica, unfortunately, falling to the wayside in this race here. You can see we're just going to bring the car down towards turn 1 there, but Seb, he's just going to take the place there. No idea how the FIA have allowed him to do that one there, but really not too sure what went on there. But Sebastian Vettel, well, questionable, able to take, reclaim the race lead at this stage of the race there, but the safety car will be coming in on the end of lap 13 here, so we really do need to try and pile on the pressure on my Ferrari teammate here. You know, these 7 points can be absolutely critical at the end of the season, you know, as we move into Brazil and Abu Dhabi. You know, Brazil, anything can happen over in the Autodromo Interlagos, so obviously, hopefully, we can try and give ourselves that margin of safety as we come into the final couple of rounds of this season here. Out of the final corner there, a huge bucket load of wheel spin there as the limiter does get removed there. No idea why Codemasters still, you know, enforce this weird sort of limiter here. You know, just try and make sure that people don't make illegal overtakes on each other. You know, just give them a penalty if that's the case. If out of the final corner there, down towards turn 1, and sadly we just would not be close enough to go for a lunge on my teammate just yet here. You know, we need to try and play it sensibly risky. I think at this stage of the day there is making a bit of a mistake through turn 2 and turn 3 here. This is actually going to give Valtteri Bottas a bit of an opportunity as we come down this next long back straight here. Is he going to be able to make any sort of move? Well, he looks to the outside of myself there. You know, we are not in a battle with Mercedes in this race. They slam the door shut as we come through turn 4 and turn 5 down. By the end of lap 16, and well, just like we've seen in the early stages of the season here, we just would not be able to get back close enough to my teammate Sebastian Vettel here at this late stage of the Grand Prix here, and sadly it's looking a little bit like it's too little too late here. We got the DRS once more, which is hopefully going to help me get a whole lot closer here as we come in towards turn 1 and turn 2 here. But moving now on to the final lap of this Grand Prix here, and it's looking like, yeah, we're just not going to be close enough to Sebastian Vettel to really go for anything here as we make the long run down towards turn 1 here. The DRS once again deployed, ERS on overtake here, rich revs, everything like that. We're using everything at this Ferrari car's disposal here. 230, 240, 250 miles an hour here as we come in towards turn 1 here. Almost running to the back of Sebastian there as we come through turn 2 and turn 3 here. We're just going to clip the curb on the inside there. That is going to ruin my run on the exit here. And are we going to be able to go for any sort of late lunge on my teammate here as we come in towards the next corner there? We certainly look at it, but we just cannot get close enough to my teammate there, Sebastian Vettel here. And I think this is going to ruin any opportunity as we come through the second sector here to really go for any sort of moves there through the final couple of corners. The confetti is coming out here for the first time in 3 seasons. Mexico will not play host to the World Championship decider here, but out of the final corner, Seb is going to be able to take home the race victory. It is yet another 1-2 for Ferrari there, but not the way that I would have wanted it once again here. And yeah, we're a little bit frustrated with that one at the end of the day. You know, Seb really won that race from the illegal overtake under the safety car there, so interesting to say the least there what the FIA were probably asleep at that moment in time there. But yeah, Sebastian Vettel comes through for the full 25 points there ahead of Charles Leclerc. Bottas, Verstappen, Gasly, Lance Stroll there does a fantastic job up in P6 there ahead of Grosjean and Magnussen, both starting next to the top 10, had a very solid race out at the end of the day. The Hulkenberg, one of just 3 drivers inside the top 10 to not make up any places there, with Raikkonen coming through in P10 there to pick up yet another point for Sauber there, with Giovinazzi and Capure in P11 and P12 there. Sergio Perez dropping all the way down to P13, not the race that he would have wanted at the end of the day. They're just ahead of Daniel Ricciardo there, just a little bit further down the order as well there. But yeah, that means the McLarens and the Williams right down towards the rear of the field there. But just 15 points now separate myself and Sebastian Vettel as we move into the final 2 rounds of this season. Pierre Gasly almost looking like he cemented P3 overall there, and the same can be said for Bottas there. for P4 there with Hamilton and Verstappen. Romain Grosjean jumps Perez. Magnussen jumps Hulkenberg. Stroll jumps Sainz. And Daniel Ricciardo there as well, further down the order at the end of the Mexican Grand Prix there. But hopefully, you know, you guys have enjoyed this video. Get yourself subscribed if you're new around here. You do not want to miss the final 2 rounds of this Formula 1 World Championship. The battle between Seb and Charles Leclerc has never been hotter here. 2 rounds to go. 15 points the gap with 50 up for grabs as we move into the final 2 rounds of this Formula 1 World Championship. As I said, you guys do not want to miss it. But that has been it from me here from the Mexican Grand Prix. And hopefully, I will see you guys next time at round 20 at the Brazilian Grand Prix.